All right, what's going on, boys? It's Keg and Coop back with another RPS NASCAR Cup Series breakdown. I got my guy Coop with me as always, and this week it's Darlington. The track too tough to tame. The lady in black. It's the Southern 500. We are here. What's going on, Coop?
Not much, man. It's a wild, crazy race yesterday. Noah tamed that son of a bitch, though. Took that down. Sitting
Yeah.
good there at the end with Creed, Larson, top
What,
fives, top
what a
30s.
sweat, bro. I was not on Sheldon Creed. None of us were on the live show. So, like, if Gregson didn't win, I would have been sick. But you know who I think had the best car? You think it was Larson, right? I mean, he looked like he had the best car, but he forced it because he didn't have he did not have enough time to really set up a move. And once he forced it, I immediately thought of all the times you and I have been sitting 1-2 at the end of a race, and the car in second takes out the car in first, and that guy in third that we don't have drives right through. It's cost us at least 5 races since I met you. And I was fortunate that it went the other way for me yesterday. But I mean, it was a great call with Creed at 20-1. He was like around fifth the whole day, and then he just made the right move at the right time. And once he got out there, it was really hard to get him. Although I do think that Gregson and Larson obviously had better cars than him, but yeah, I mean, I can't complain. We absolutely destroyed college football last night on the live show. I went 4 for 4. We made money in MMA, and then what we made in the race. It was fantastic. It was a great day, and I'm looking forward to today. So, ordinarily, once you and I start talking about the track, how it tends to work in NASCAR is we'll lean on a manufacturer that we think is going to run well. And that is not the case at Darlington. It's unique, right? In its structure, obviously high tire wear. It's about 1.4 miles, but it's in its own box. And there are multiple cars, I think, from every manufacturer that can win this race today, I think. So, what are your overall thoughts on the race?
I just hope it's not like last night, man. That was crazy, man. I don't know. I think it's wide open still. I think a lot of people are heavy on analytics, and I'm not so sure the analytics are going to pay off today because they raced at noon yesterday, different track than what's going to be this evening tonight. And I think it's going to be different. But I think you're going to see a lot of leaders, a lot of pits, a lot of changing of the positions. It all depends when the cautions fall as to when they have pitted to how messed up it'll be. Because I mean, if it's 20 laps, they're all going to pit. But if it's only been 5 to 10, then I think we see some variation.
Yeah, so I agree with you. I feel good about where I'm at right now in this race with what I'm holding, but I still think it's wide open. I think that there have to be 10 cars that could win this race, 8 to 10, I would say. I feel good about where the cars that we like, but I do think that, we could easily get beat today, easily. So looking at the outright market, well, actually, let's talk about Friday. I guess we have to first. We had Coop and I do a pre-practice and qualifying show on the Sports Keg YouTube channel, and Friday night we were talking. We made some bets, and then they practiced and qualified. and the odds have changed significantly from the majority of the action that Coop and I bet. So Kyle Larson is 6-1, Joey Logano 6-1 right now as your odds-on favorite. Joey Logano pre-practice and qualifying on Friday night when Coop and I did the show was 10-1. Coop, did you hit him at 10?
Yeah, I hit 10, and then I hit Bell. I mean, I'm glad I have him in my pocket, but I'm not sold on him by any means.
You hit Chris Bell too?
Yeah.
Good.
I just put a half a unit on each, but I'm not sold on either one.
All right, but I mean we got the best of the number. So we're on Joey Logano at 10-1. He's 6-1 right now. Kyle Busch sits at 8-1. Did we didn't have much interest in him on Friday night. Do you have, based on what you saw, do you feel any differently?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to hit that number, but we'll wait and see. I think Kyle Busch is, on verge of he's like Logano and Bell to me.
So Tyler Reddick 8.5-1. He's the car that I like the most that I don't have a bet on. I would say probably, but I didn't bet him yet. He's 8.5-1. You can't bet him at 8.5-1 because he shouldn't be 8.5-1. But like you, Coop, you also think Reddick is live today, but we just can't hit that number.
No, I would rather hit other numbers.
Right. Denny Hamlin, who Coop was a little bit higher on. I was highest on Bell coming out of the Toyotas, and I think he was on Denny. But Denny's 9-1 now. When we did the show on Friday night, he was 7-1. Do you have any interest in him now at this price?
Yeah, definitely. I'd rather hit him than Kyle Busch or Reddick.
Okay, Ross Chastain's 10-1. What did you think about his practice and qualifying?
Solid. I mean, I don't think he has the long run speed to compete with the big boys.
Will Byron, how did you think he looked? We were on the show for 11 hours yesterday. I couldn't watch. How did you think that he looked? Because he qualified really well.
Yeah, I think he'll fall.
You think he'll fall?
Yep.
All right, Chris Bell at 10-1. That was a total mispricing. We got him at 20-1. He should have never been 20-1. I hit him on Friday night. Coop did as well. At 10-1, listen, if you take a look at the odds around him, he's got just as much of a chance to win this race as anybody else. And so I don't even, for the people that didn't bet the 20-1, I don't mind the 10-1 number because there are cars in front of him at lower odds that he has a better chance to beat or as good of a chance. So I'm happy that Coop and I are where we're at, but I don't mind the number. What did you think about Marty, Coop? He, from looking at the data, he looked pretty good on that in that 20-25 lap range.
Yeah, he's solid, very good. And one of the better ones, but I mean, will that speed translate to what it's going to be tonight? Is my question.
Right.
I just can't go back and stop thinking about what happened to Marty at Richmond.
Yeah.
He was horrible.
But what I will say is, if this was 5 years ago, based on the data from practice, I would have hit him at 15-1 probably pre-race if this was 5 years ago. But yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how he does because he wasn't on my radar at all. So Chase Elliott 16-1. He was a car that you and I thought was going to be solid. You still expect him to be solid?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yep. So 16-1, not a bad price on him. Bubba and Austin Cindric and Ryan Blaney, all 16-1 at DK. What do you think about that group?
They'll make mistakes. No interest in them.
So Kevin Harvick is 25-1. Coop and I bet him at 20-1. Now, last night he was 40-1 for a little while at DK, and I didn't hit him again. I probably should have, but I didn't. But 25-1 is not. Now, he did not look great in practice in qualifying, but you still expect him to compete for the win? I do.
Most definitely. Kevin Harvick doesn't care about practice and qualifying as far as the numbers go. All he cares about is the communication between him and Rodney Childers. I mean, for all we know, Kevin Harvick was running the setup that he's going to be in at 7:45 tonight when that car goes on. Absolute control of the race.
Exactly. So yeah, I think he's one of the cars that you should consider to get on at 25-1.
In my opinion, it's a 3-horse race.
Between who?
Larson, Hamlin, and Harvick.
Larson, Hamlin, and Harvick. Yeah, you made me like Kyle Larson a little bit more than I did on Friday night. I don't know.
Those are the 3 cars that I started the week off with, and I still think they're the 3 best.
I don't know about Denny Coop.
Denny had very, very good long run speed, and the thing I like about Denny is he ran every lap of practice. Which, when you run every lap of practice, you typically really like your car.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll see. I guess I'll see how he looks. You sold me a little bit more on Kyle Larson, though. But the 3 cars that I liked going into the week were Joey Logano, Chris Bell, and Kevin Harvick. So you sold me, and those are the 3 outrights that I have. You sold me.
Of all them, like Logano is the one I worry about the most. He had really bad speed when it comes to his long run. Ryan Blaney ran faster than him. Keselowski ran faster than him on some of the laps. And the thing that I keep thinking about Logano is, does he have his car set up more towards what it was in the spring when, it was a daytime race? And when we go back and we look at, Richmond, like he did really good to start, but he never adjusted his car. And, it caught up with him. And I think, that could be a case tonight too.
Yeah, you could be right. But those were the 3 cars that I liked going into the week. And then I thought Reddick I liked was probably number 4. But you sold me on Larson. I'm a little worried about him now. But aside,
I look at Larson and I look at Hamlin, like both of them can make mistakes in this race and still come back and win. I don't think there's many other drivers, if any other drivers, who can do that. Larson can probably make 2 or 3 mistakes and still come back and win this race. Like he is so freaking hooked up on this track. It's not even funny.
Yeah, and that's something that we should probably mention, right? The driving style at Darlington, which is why they always call it the Darlington stripe, is because everybody taps the wall at Darlington most races. And you have to really drive as close to the wall as you can around half that track. And nobody does that better than Kyle Larson. And second would probably be Tyler Reddick in Cup. But, I mean, nobody does it better than Larson. So, I mean,
what he did yesterday, like he was 2 laps down, and came back.
Yeah,
and,
but
you know,
that he didn't drive his way back. Stop it, bro. Come on. He was
but
three
look,
laps.
hold on,
He was 3 laps
but
down
look,
and
but
he
look,
got 3
look,
cautions in 5
look.
minutes. He was. I mean, what
But
do you mean?
hold on. He beat Sheldon Creed, all right, who's a 2-time winner at that track in trucks, all right, and led 82 laps in the previous race he ran there. He beat Noah Gragson, or he was right up there with Noah, who's won the last 2 and is always in the top 5. And you know, he beat Al Geyer, who's always up there. It
I
wasn't like
don't
he was
disagree
beating
with
slouches.
you. No, but what I don't disagree with you. But what I'm saying is, he was 3 laps down. You can't give him credit. He didn't drive his way back onto the lead lap. There were 3 cautions in a 10-minute span, and he got all
But
3
he drove
laps.
his way back up. But he drove his way back up there, regardless.
Yeah. Once he was on the lead lap, yeah, for sure,
And I
definitely.
mean, I look at what he did at Charlotte, and Charlotte, you know, no, not by any means isn't anything like Darlington, but Charlotte, they ran the high line more than what they have done in prior years this year. And I mean, he was just, you know, a horrible mess at the beginning of that race, and you know, just kept fighting and coming back, fighting and coming back. And like, I just don't think that other drivers can do and have those mistakes that Larson can have and still come back.
Yeah, all right, Coop.
He's incredible here.
You sold me on Larson today, all right, bro? Settle down. Now, did you bet him?
No, but I probably will.
At 7-1, is that the best number you see?
Yeah.
I might bet it with you because you sold me on him. I can't bet Denny though. I gotta see it.
Yeah, but we're gonna have a little more time to bet Denny because Larson's gonna get there before Denny.
Yeah, I don't
But like
mind.
I can see Denny making a mistake and coming back up through. He's really good here too. But like, you know, if Truex or Kyle Busch or Chris Bell or Logano, they make mistakes, I think they can't recapitalize like, you know, Larson and Hamlin, especially Larson.
All right, so yeah, I don't mind the 7-1 price, especially when we're holding a couple 20-1 shots and a 10-1 shot. All right. So top 3s and top 5s. Personally, I bet none of them, nothing. Did you bet any top 3 or top 5 that you could still get the number right now?
Yeah, I mean, you get better on Kevin Harvick than what I got, but I'm not going to go into it more. I have plenty on Kevin Harvick, and you know, when Kevin Harvick wins, I'll be more than happy, you know, to take home my money with that.
Okay. So you're on the Harvick top 5. All right, you can get that at DK right now at plus 300. That's the only book I have up at the moment. So I did not bet that. I didn't bet any top 3s or top 5s. Top 10s, we both bet Harvick. I got him at minus 110, I think. Did you bet any other top 10s besides Harvick?
No, I mean, there's some interesting numbers out there now. Like you can get Eric Jones at 200, Austin Dillon at 310. You can put the two of them together and hope that both of them get a top 10 and get 1,000 on DK. But you know, I don't know. I just can't, you know, do that. It's a good number, I think.
You can parlay top 10s at DK.
It's a weekly special.
Oh, right. I was going to say you can't. I don't think you could do that. All right, that's the top 10 market. The weekly specials. We didn't like anything on Friday. Did that change for you?
No, hasn't changed. Like I said, I mean, you know, I would be. Wasn't Jones and Dillon like 800 or was it 1,000 still? I don't remember, but
I don't remember.
I don't know. I think I'd rather take more chances at other things than Jones and Dillon.
I'm surprised that you're not taking a shot on that Denny and Kyle hit the top 5 at 3.5 to 1.
Yeah, just not with
how much you like both of them. Ford finishes 1-2 at 10-1. No, honestly, I think it's only, if it's going to happen, it would be Logano and Harvick, and that's just not a good enough number. Logano and Byron hit the top 5 at 3-1. No. Busch and Bell hit the top 5 4-1. No. All right, so that's the weekly specials. Did you end up pulling the trigger on top manufacturer? I didn't.
No, but I might today.
Who do you like?
Kyle Larson.
At 3-1.
Yep.
Man, that's low to go up against some solid Chevys.
Yep. But I also could see him, finishing second or third, not winning the race, and still ended up being the top Chevy.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, look, if Kyle Larson stays out of trouble, there's nobody that's going to beat him today. Nobody. If he runs a clean race, he might win. He might lead 200 laps.
That's how you feel today, huh?
He is so freaking good here, man.
I know. It's perfect for his driving style. I get it. Kevin Harvick is 7-1 to be the top Ford now. That number,
I might dingle on that.
Yeah, it was what was it, 380 on Friday night? Yeah. I have to bet now at 7-1. I have to bet that. And Chris Bell went from 7-1 to plus 330 to be top Toyota. I should have hit that. Number.
I can't bet any. The Toyotas are all pretty, equal. The 4 of them at least.
Yeah.
I mean, Bubba ran really well. I just don't trust him.
Did they put any new matchups out since Friday night that you saw that you liked?
They only had like 3 matchups in here. Let me see if they got more. Yeah, they only have 3. Larson minus 130 against Hamlin, no. Wallace minus 105 against Cindric at minus 115, no. And Larson against Kyle Busch.
Wow, the any driver to win 2 stages, the no is only minus 150. I mean, like, it should probably be minus 250, the no. The group bets, Coop and I are on Kevin Harvick and Chris Bell.
I never bet Harvick, so I'm going to bet him today.
Oh, okay. I got them both at 3-1.
Right, because I sent you that message. I said, I'm probably going to hold off on Harvick because he doesn't qualify well.
Yeah, 5.5 to 1 now. So I have both of those at 3-1. So it's basically a 2v2. We just got to get either one of those guys home in Group C. But that's really where we're at. We're on Harvick.
They moved Austin Dillon to plus 380 in his group. Like, the only one that worries me about that group is Bowman. That might be worth a sprinkle.
Austin Dillon in Group D at plus 380.
He was like 240 or 260 or something like that Friday night.
Well, let me ask you another question. If you literally said if Larson stays clean and is mistake free, he's going to lead 200 laps today and run away. So how are you not on him at like plus 240 to win Group A against Logano, Reddick, and Elliott.
Well, my number is 215. And it's basically Reddick and Elliott, which is the top Chevy. I can get at a better number.
Yeah, but there's only 2 of them instead of 10 Chevys, 12 Chevys.
Yeah, but I mean, are you worried about Eric Jones and Ricky Stenhouse?
No, but I do think that there are cars that are going to be live besides just those 2 guys. I mean, it just seems like he's 7-1 to win the race and plus 240 to beat 3 drivers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it, but I mean, I don't have 240.
Oh, well, that's different. If you don't have that, then that's
215.
Different. What about on FanDuel? He's plus 210, I see at FanDuel.
Yeah, so that's even worse.
Yeah.
I think yeah, he's Harvick's 500, so 550 is better. Okay.
All right, so we're on Harvick, Logano, and Bell at 20-1, 20-1, and 10-1 in the outright market. Probably going to take Larson at 7-1 to add on to that. And Coop's got Harvick top 5. We both have Harvick top 10. We're both on Group C, Harvick and Bell to win that group. And we're both going to be sprinkling Harvick at 7-1 to be top Ford. Coop's going to bet Larson to be the top Chevy. And that's it. That's basically all our action going into today.
You have any stage 1 props for Bet365?
Yeah, let me check. Can you imagine that Freddie thinks that Formula One's better than NASCAR? Can you imagine living in that world? Logano 5-1 to win the first stage. Bell 6-1. Byron 5.5-1. Busch 6. Larson 6. Reddick 6. Cindric 9. Denny 10. How many laps?
A bunch, 115.
Stage 1.
Yeah.
And what's the fuel window today? Did you check on Podcast?
It's like 60 laps, but I don't think they're going to make 60 laps on these tires.
Yeah, that's true too. All right, that's it, boys. We're done. We gave you all our.
You don't like any of the? You don't have any interest in stage 1?
No, because I think it's impossible. It's impossible. If you're telling me that they might have to pit twice in the first stage because of tires, no, it's impossible to tell who's going to be up there, I think.
What was Denny Hamlin?
10-1.
Like, I wouldn't bet a Logano or a Byron. Like, if I was doing it, I'd take my shots on Larson and Hamlin.
Larson 6-1, Hamlin's. But I mean, like, I would probably go even further back and just hope for chaos if they're going to pit twice. I mean, Kevin Harvick is like 33-1, Elliott 25-1, Jones 28-1.
But then you're really, just picking, a random
Right.
driver.
Yeah. I mean,
Like
well,
you can pick like 5 or 10 different random drivers.
right. I don't think that 5-1 or 6-1 is a good enough price when you have to factor in that they're probably going to pit 2 times.
I was surprised that Larson was 6-1.
You thought he would be less?
4.5, 5. There's books out there that have him at 4.5-1 right now
To win the race?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, those are shitty books. What books?
I think Caesars is one of them.
That's crazy. 4.5-1.
Yep.
All right. We're out of here. JJ, Joey, and Holden are up next. They're going to break down the whole MLB card on this YouTube channel. At 1:00, Coop and I will be back with JJ on the RPS side, breaking down NASCAR, DFS, and bets. And that's it. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We don't ask you much over at RPS. Just that's the least you could do. So yeah, the boys will see you in about 15 minutes, and then we'll see you guys in about an hour later.